Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be pulling Sacred Shards for the Champion Chase tournament for Islin. I'm not sold on that name, but that is what I called him in the last video, so that's what I'm going to call him in this one. So as you can see, for the Champion Chase tournament, we need 2,500 shards, 2,500 points, and I'm going to hopefully get them by pulling Sacred Shards and hopefully getting a Legendary. And it's going to have to be a quick video, guys, because in the UK at the moment, we're having a heat wave and it is so incredibly hot. And I record these videos in my tiny box room in my house that just heats up instantly, so I'm already dying just on the intro. I'm already dying of heat, so I need to get out of this room and edit the video as soon as it's done. So apart from complaining about the heat, I guess a little bit of housekeeping just before we get pulling shards. I've got 75 fragments on both of my accounts. I'm neck and neck on both accounts. The Champion Chase will give me another 15, which will bring me up to 90, and then a artifact enhancement event has just dropped, and there's an ice golem coming up in the next couple of days, which will both give me 5 shards each, or 5 fragments each, which means that I'll have Islin in the bag on both of my accounts. I won't particularly go into all the different events that I've done or anything like that. It's the same as every other fusion or fragment, so I've just been grinding out the dungeons, grinding out the dungeon diver events, grinding out the champion training tournaments, etc, etc. But a little bit of a sort of extra bonus on top of this video, on top of pulling shards, is I have a mythical or a primal shard to maybe be able to pull a mythical on both of my accounts. So I'm going to pull those today on video and hopefully we can get something good out of it. I don't expect I'm going to get a mythical. I think the chances are sort of 1 in 200 or something like that, before Mercy or after Mercy, or whatever it is. It's 1 in 200, and I don't think I've ever been lucky enough to be the 1 in 200. But on the other hand, with this game, you never know what you're going to get. Even if I pull a legendary out of this primal shard, I'll be pretty happy, and it will definitely go towards the Champion Chase. And then one last thing, just before I get into pulling the shards, guys, my last video has gone crazy. It has gone absolutely crazy, and I couldn't be happier. I am overwhelmed with the support that people have shown me. So the video's nearly got 2,000 views, which may not seem like very much in the grand scheme of things, but some of my videos only get 50 to 100 views. So having 2,000 views is the best video I've done. It's had the best reception. It's had the most likes and the most comments on it of any other video I've done. And I'm hoping, you know, in my heart, that this will be the video that sort of turns my channel round and levels it up a bit, and hopefully I can be a bit more consistent with these higher views. So with that in mind, and hopefully a sort of turning point for my channel, if you like my content and want to see more of it, please like this video and subscribe to my channel. In my last video, I said I had 107 subscribers and I was looking for 120 as my next big goal. Because of the last video, I currently have 160 plus. So I think it's safe to say my next big goal is going to be 200 subscribers. If I can get to 200 subscribers, I know that I'm making good content that people want to see more of. So yeah, if you like my content, want to see more of it, like the video, subscribe to the channel. So first things first, I guess, is going to be the primal shard. If I can get a mythical, I'm going to be pretty happy. If I get a legendary, I'm going to be pretty happy. If I get an epic, I'm probably going to be pretty happy. A rare, not so happy, but you know, that's probably going to be the luck of the draw. So let's get into it. Let's pull my first ever primal. Not a rare, anything but a rare. Yeah, there we go. Straight away, first pull. Cudgler. I don't know how to say his name. A really disappointing primal shard there, but you know, I knew that was going to happen. I hopefully I could have pulled something a bit better, but I knew that I was only going to get a rare there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull until I have 7 shards left. So with the 7 shards, I know that I'm going to be safe for the next fusion event or something like that. It's just the sort of number that I like to keep sacred shards above. So if I can keep them above 7, then I generally know that I'm going to be safe for the next fusion or fragment. So I'll be pulling these 5, and then I'll go onto my other account and do exactly the same over there. If I don't have enough points by pulling these 5 sacreds, then I'm going to have to pull some ancients or voids, but I'll cross that bridge when I come to it. Fingers crossed I get a couple of legendaries or something like that, and my day's made. So first sacred, I got to keep count of how many I'm pulling, because I don't want to pull too many. So straight out the bag, not a legendary, Delarger. So that's number 1, an epic. I'm not going to go into any epics kit. I'll go into a legendaries kit if we pull one. So that's number 2 shard, another epic. And it's a Nazana, not interested. On to number 3, number 3 sacred. Let's go, a legendary. It's another epic. It's a good epic. It's Anax. I'm not going to go into his kit again, as I said, because he's a epic. But Anax is really good for clan boss in particular, I would say, and general dungeon content. So on to the next shard. That is number 4, and yeah, that's definitely number 4. And it's another epic, a Jarag, Jarag? Who's Jarag? Jarag, a really good champion for clan boss because he's got his decrease attack on his A1. And then the last sacred, and fingers crossed we get a legendary. Another epic. That is devastating. That's so upsetting. Skaramis, I already have Skaramis. I've looked into his kit. He actually looks like an alright champion, but I'm never going to build him. I'm never going to need to build him. There's no one in the summoning pool for fragments, so that's not enough points for me. So I'm gonna have to think about that one and figure out how we're gonna do it. I'll just pull those. So it's probably gonna have to be ancients, but I hate pulling ancients in this sort of thing. I guess I could probably pull a couple more sacred. How many points do we need? So we have 1,300 essentially. So we need, how many do we need? 3 epics to get up to the points. Let's do it. Let's pull 3 more shards, and hopefully I get a legendary in it and it just blows the points out of the park. And if not, 3 epics should get me the points. Correct me in the comments if my maths is wrong, because I'm terrible at maths, so it's completely understandable. And yeah, fully take the mick out of me if you need to. Lockwayne, not interested. On to the next sacred. A legendary, please. Another epic. This is the worst ×2 sacred shard pull I've ever done, I think. Ultimate Galek, see you later. If it was Supreme Galek or whatever his name is, I'd be interested in that, but not an epic. Not a legendary, it's the epic version. And another epic, Thresk. I don't know how to say that. Let's go and see my points. Make sure we got enough points, and then I'll go onto my other account and I'll do the same over there. Oh no, my maths was wrong. Who would have guessed? Let's go and pull my other shards, and we'll see what we do over there, and then we'll make a judgment call. Right, we're still on the Kale account. I'm going to pull 2 more sacreds. It's something I said right at the start of the video that I wasn't going to do. I'm going to pull 2 more sacreds, go into number 1. Hopefully it's a legendary and I don't have to think about it again. It is! It is! Oh. Cillian the Lucky, Killian the Lucky, oh, I don't know how to say his name. So let's go through his kit. I've already pulled him recently, actually. I'm not sure on which account, but I've definitely pulled him recently because I remember someone commenting and saying he was a really good champion. Not that I didn't believe them, but he's just not a champion I'm going to build out, unfortunately. So on his A1, he attacks one enemy 2 times. Each hit has a 35% chance of placing a 30% decreased speed debuff for 2 turns. Each hit also has a 35% chance of stealing 30% of the target's turn meter. On his A2, attacks all enemies, has an 85% chance of placing block active skills for 2 turns. And then on his A3, attacks one enemy, has a 75% chance of placing a stun debuff for 2 turns, which a 2-turn stun is really good, and stealing 50% of the target's turn meter. Resets cooldown of this skill if the target is killed. And then on his passive, places 2 of the following buffs on this champion for 2 turns at the start of each turn, and that can be increase attack, increase crit rate, crit damage, strengthen, block damage, or increase accuracy. And then he has a 25% attack in all battles aura. So that's Killian the Lucky, or Cillian the Lucky, whichever way you want to say it. And that also gives me enough points, I think, to be able to pull those last couple of shards, and then I can go onto my other account and begin to start recouping my losses on these sacreds up here, because that is sad to see. What I'll do, I'll go onto my other account and we'll do exactly the same over there. And here we are on the Galek account, guys. I just want to say, before we get pulling these shards, I've got 13 sacreds and 1 primal. Before we get pulling the shards, I may look really sweaty, and I probably am a little bit, but it's also suntan lotion. I'm not actually melting live on camera while I record this video. It's suntan lotion, but I'm aware that I'm a bit shiny, so I apologise for that. So, On to the Primal Shard. A mythical. Let's go. An epic is better than last. And it's a gore grab. The speed lead reviver mid-game champion. Or whatever we're going to call him. Not interested in gore grab. I wanted a mythical. So that is 250 points in the bag. And I guess we'll just get pulling sacreds. And hopefully we get a legendary. On to number 1. Let's go. Another epic. So that's 500 points. Siege Hulk. Actually a really good champion. Never built him, but I've seen other people playing him. A really good champion, but not for me, I'm afraid. I'm not going to go through his kit because he's not a legendary. Another epic. So what's that? 750 points. Wooji? Don't know anything about Wooji. But on to the next sacred. Not interested in epics. We're only going to go through legendary's kit. Like Killian the Lucky. Fodbar the Bard, a good champion for early game, Fire Knight and the Pot Dungeon. Which one? The Spirit Pot Dungeon, I think, because he's got the heal reduction on his A1. On to the next one, though, because he's an epic. I'm only going to let you see the A1. Clod Beast Feeder, not interested. Really not interested. Not good for anything, that guy, I'm afraid. Pestilius, again, not really good for anything. It's got a HP burn if you pull him quite early. I've got a bit of a third account, a bit of a joke account that I just sort of do whatever I want on it. And I've got Pestilius as a HP burner, but then we all got Artak as a login reward champion, and he became absolutely redundant. And a Chancellor Yasmin. Let's go and see my points. I do have a sneaky Yakal in the waiting in the wings from Clan Shop. So Yakal's probably going to take me over the edge, or he's not actually. So I'm going to have to do one more sacred and pull Yakal. Let's go and pull him. There he is, and he's not my first. Oh, he's a Void legendary. Is that enough points? That is enough points. Right, I've got enough points. I didn't realise that was going to happen. Let's just go and find you, Carl. I'll quickly just speed through his kit. Just so everyone knows what he's about. I did pull him. I said I would go through the kit of any legendaries that I pull, and he is pulled. But he isn't the first Yakar on this account. I pulled him from Shards once. So he attacks one enemy 2 times. Each hit has a 40% chance of placing a freeze debuff for 1 turn. Will ignore 25% of the target's defense if a target is under freeze, which if an enemy is under freeze, they have some damage resistance. I don't know the percentage, maybe like 20%. So I guess this cancels it out, so he just does normal damage. Correct me if I'm wrong again. Like my math, I don't know off the top of my head. But yeah, freeze resists some damage when it's on your enemy. On his A2, attacks one enemy, has a 75% chance of placing a 30% decreased speed debuff for 3 turns, and 75% chance of placing a freeze debuff for 1 turn. Also steals 100% of the target's turn meter and places a 30% increased speed on this champion for 3 turns. Will ignore 50% of the target's defense if the target's under freeze. And then on his A3, attacks all enemies, has a 75% chance of placing a freeze debuff for 1 turn. This chance increases to 100% against the target. 100% against targets with 75% or more turn meter. This debuff cannot be resisted by targets with 75% more turn meter. And then on his passive, increases the damage this champion inflicts by 10% for each champion in the battle under freeze. Also decreases the damage this champion receives by 10% for each champion in the battle under freeze. Places an unkillable buff on this champion for 1 turn whenever they kill an enemy under freeze debuff. So he's got a lot going on. In one skill, he's got 3 different things going on that I guess are interlinked, but that was quite a mouthful to read out. And then on his aura, he's got a 33% attack in all battles. So that is it for the shard pool. I need to turn this camera off, open the window and open the door in this room because I am actually melting and I'm a bit worried about it. So thank you to everyone, every single person that watched my last video and liked it and commented on it. It means an absolute world to me. And as I said before, hopefully this is a turning point for my channel and I can start receiving some good feedback from YouTube. So then I know what I need to make more in the future for people to enjoy. And just a little bit of a spoiler. I've got a friend who's recently started playing the game and they asked me for some tips in how to sort of progress because they feel like they've hit a bit of a wall and they are going to allow me to go into their account while filming and hopefully I can do a bit of a coaching session / sort of takeover and hopefully go through some sort of tips and tricks for everyone in that position because we all were at one point. It's just people like me have obsessed over the game and really learned about all the mechanics, so I know how to sort of manipulate it in the right way, but the game doesn't teach you that. So there could be some really interesting videos coming up in that sort of perspective. So thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time.